Today, we are going to talk about something called processes. We're going to use these to learn how to interpret a text a little more fully by looking at the words on the page. Author's craft is something that we call when an author is writing. An author, because they choose their words very carefully, word choice becomes very important. A writer can choose to tell the reader something specific, or that writer can show the reader what is happening. So, for example, I could say, Alex is angry. I would be telling you that Alex is angry. Or I could tell you that Alex burst in the door, slammed it shut, threw down his bag, and grunted into his seat. I didn't tell you he was angry. I showed you something about Alex, and you were able to tell that he was angry. As you can see, they're different, and an author is going to do it very specifically for specific reasons. When he or she wants to tell the reader something, or when he or she wants to show the reader something. I'm going to give you guys 5 minutes. What I want you to do is to come up with some reasons that a writer might want to tell, and what are some reasons that a writer might want to show. So what are some reasons an author would just tell you the information? And what are some reasons the author would show it to you? So get into your groups with just the people around you. Four minutes left. Let's make sure we're focused and doing what I asked you to do. So we're creating reasons the author might want to tell a reader something. We're creating reasons the author might want to show the reader something. Two minutes left. Don't settle for the minimum. Add some more reasons to your list. 1 minute to wrap up your final thoughts. If you ended up moving around the room, you have 30 seconds to get back in your seat, and I'm moving on. So there are a few reasons an author might want to tell and an author might want to show. An author might want to tell because it gets to the point and it gets information out quickly. You don't want to waste time giving a description when you can just say it. It gives information directly to the readers. It's saying, here's what you need to think. It provides direct characterization, makes readers know something specific that they want them to know, gives an author or a narrator's perspective. This is how they feel about that topic or that character. Is less interpretive, easier to understand. You don't need to figure things out. It's right there on the page for you, which makes it less confusing to readers. It's not open-ended. It's definite. Like, this is what the author means. He's telling it to you right now. It helps with younger readers or reading levels. It's not confusing. It's just saying, here's what it is. Now, an author might also choose to show for a few reasons instead. It could add more physical description. It could provide more details for the reader. It lets the reader create a more full mental image, the picture inside your head that you create while you read. Readers can relate more if they know what something looks like or sounds like. It's more interpretive and therefore more personal. Readers need to figure things out, and therefore readers have to think while they read. It's going to therefore be more interactive with the readers. The readers are going to be active participants in the reading process. Sometimes it's more interesting, entertaining, or exciting to be shown something instead of told something. Maybe you can learn more about a character through indirect characterization. It leaves the story open for plot twists because you had to interpret, and what if your interpretation was wrong? And it lets readers get a deeper understanding of the text. Now, I'm going to show you a sentence, and I want you to say, is this showing or is this telling? So first I'll give you the sentence. Tommy was happy to receive his latest grade. Shout it out. Is this showing or telling? This is telling. Tommy was happy. You did not need to interpret it. Marty gulped as he walked towards the whiteboard. Shout it out. Is this showing or telling? This is showing. Where you're seeing Marty gulp as he walked towards the whiteboard, we can interpret that he's maybe nervous or scared. Michael's desk tapping got faster and faster as the quizzes were being passed out. Shout it out. Is this showing or telling? This is showing. We see the tapping, we can feel the anxiety, but the author is letting us interpret. Pat usually seems to need a haircut. Is this showing or telling? Well, it's showing us about his hair, and we can maybe interpret that he's a little sloppy, or it could just be telling us that he needs a haircut. Drew exclaimed, "We won!" This is a showing because it's showing us that Drew is excited with the exclamation point and he's exclaiming it. But you cheated, Nathan whined. Is this showing or telling? This is showing because Nathan's whining and we can get how he feels about the fact that Drew's team won. Mr. Davidson's students are able to tell the difference between showing and telling. Which one is this? This is telling. You don't have to interpret it. I just showed you exactly what I want you to think about Mr. Davidson's students. So why is this important? Sometimes readers only look for what authors tell and forget to look at what authors show. There can be a lot hidden in character descriptions, physical actions, physical descriptions of a town, and you need to be able to figure out what's going on. So it's important to look closely at a text since the author chose to present it in a certain way specifically. When a reader is able to translate what the author shows into what an author tells, it is called interpreting. So when you can summarize the show and make inferences about feelings, etc., you are interpreting a text. And there are a few ways that we can do this. And these are called processes. And processes are the happenings of a text. They are what characters say, think, feel, do, and how they are. So when we look at these specific areas of a text, we're going to see what's going on at different points in the story. And we're going to see that characters aren't just described in adjectives, but also in what they do and think and say and feel. And it can show that characters change as the story evolves. There are 4 types of processes: doing, saying, thinking, feeling, and being. A doing process, we look at the actions. Grammy and Mama danced around the bed. Danced around the bed is what they're doing. It's their action. We can look at that to characterize that Grammy and Mama are happy. Saying. I'm going to repeat this a few times. Saying processes are the dialogue words, not the actual dialogue. It is not the actual dialogue. So a saying process is going to be the word shout. Open your present, we can't wait another minute, they shout, showing us how they said it. Now this would be completely different if it said, open your present, we can't wait another minute, they whined, they screamed, they cried. All have different interpretations for the character. So we are looking at the dialogue word, not the actual dialogue. So thinking, feeling, they wanted her to get up right away. Wanted her to get up. It's going to be like the doing, but this time it's thinking. It's just saying, they want her to get up. And now the being, Grammy and Mama were so excited. We're so excited. It's right there for you. Now, the thinking, feeling, and being are going to be when an author tells you something. The doing and saying processes are going to be when an author shows you something. Doing and saying are going to be interpreted. Thinking, feeling, and being are right there for you. So we can represent feeling in doing. It wasn't on the ground. It was in the tree, I said. Jem growled. So growled is the action that shows us Jem's feelings about Scout.